70% of veterans have no idea what their VA mortgage entitlement actually is. If you're one of them, this video is about to change that. Hi, I'm Annette, your veteran-owned mortgage loan officer specializing in VA loans. And here's what drives me crazy. Every single day, I talk to veterans who have this incredible home buying benefit, but they don't understand how it works. If this is your first time here, I create veteran-focused home buying education. All right, let's dive in to VA entitlement, what it is, how it works, how much you can actually borrow, and the mistakes that cost veterans thousands of dollars. First things first, what is VA mortgage entitlement? Your VA entitlement is the dollar amount that the Department of Veterans Affairs will guarantee to a lender if you default on your home loan. Now, why does this matter? Because this VA guarantee is the entire reason you don't need a down payment. Think of it like this. When you apply for a conventional loan, the lender wants 5%, 10%, or even 20% down to protect themselves in case you can't pay. But with VA loan, the VA says, hey lender, we'll guarantee part of this loan. That guarantee reduces the lender's risk, so they don't require a down payment from you. Pretty powerful, right? But here's where it gets confusing. Your entitlement isn't how much you can borrow, it's how much the VA will guarantee. And that's where most veterans get lost. So let's break down the two types of entitlement you actually have. You don't just have one entitlement, you actually have two. And most veterans don't know this. First, you have your basic entitlement, which is $36,000. Every single veteran gets this. It's your foundation. Now, $36,000 doesn't sound like a lot. And honestly, it's not. If you had only basic entitlement, you could buy a home up to about $144,000 with zero down. But don't worry, nobody's limited to just basic entitlement anymore. That's where bonus entitlement comes in. Bonus entitlement, also called additional entitlement, is what gives you real buying power. Bonus entitlement varies by county because it's tied to the conforming loan limits set by the Federal Housing Finance Agency. But in most counties in 2026, your bonus entitlement is at least $144,000 or more. Some high-cost counties, like parts of California, Hawaii, Alaska, have even higher limits. So here's the magic. When you combine your basic and bonus entitlement together, here's what you get. Basic entitlement is $36,000 plus bonus entitlement $144,000 plus equals total entitlement $180,000. Now remember, your entitlement is what the VA guarantees, not what you can borrow. The VA typically guarantees 25% of the loan amount. If your total entitlement is $180,000, divided by 25%, yielding a maximum loan amount of $720,000 with a zero down payment. But in most standard counties, under the current 2026 limits, veterans can purchase homes up to $766,550 with no down payment. That's real buying power, and it's available to you right now. Okay, so now you know what entitlement is. Let's talk about how it works in the real world. Let's say you're buying your first home using a VA loan. You find a house for $400,000. Here's what happens. The VA will guarantee 25% of that loan amount, which is $100,000. Since you have $180,000 in total entitlement available, and the VA only needs to guarantee $100,000, you're well within your limit. You get approved with zero down payment. After closing, you've now used $100,000 of your entitlement. You still have $80,000 remaining. Now here's where it gets interesting and where most veterans don't know the rules. Let's say 5 years later, you sell that first home and pay off the VA loan. What happens to your entitlement? It's restored. All $100,000 come back to you. You now have your full $180,000 entitlement again, and you can buy another home. You can do this as many times as you want. There's no limit on how many times you can use your VA benefit. But here's what really blows people's minds. You can even have two VA loans at the same time if you have enough remaining entitlement. Let's say you bought that first house for $400,000 and you still own it. You used $100,000 of entitlement. You still have $80,000 remaining. If you wanted to buy a second home, maybe you got military orders and needed to relocate, but want to keep the first home as a rental. You could use your remaining $80,000 of entitlement. The remaining $80,000 in entitlement would allow you to purchase a second home up to about $320,000 with no down payment. Most veterans are unaware that that is possible, but it is. And I help veterans do this all the time. All right, now let me tell you the three most common and costly mistakes veterans make with their entitlement. Excuse me. Mistake number one, not checking their remaining entitlement before trying to buy a second home. I receive calls regularly from veterans who say, hey, I want to buy another house, but keep my current one. Great. But when we pull their certificate of eligibility, they realize they've used most of their entitlement on a high-priced first home and don't have enough left for a second purchase. The solution? Check before you start house hunting. It takes 5 minutes online, or I can help you do it. Mistake number two, assuming their entitlement automatically transfers to a spouse. Your spouse does not automatically get VA loan eligibility just because they're married to you. The service member or veteran holds the entitlement. Surviving spouses may be eligible under certain circumstances, and spouses can be co-borrowers on your VA loan. But they don't have their own separate entitlement unless they also served. Mistake number three, selling their home but never restoring their entitlement. When you sell a home and pay off your VA loan, your entitlement doesn't automatically restore itself. You must request restoration through the VA. Most veterans don't know this, so they sell their house, the loan gets paid off, but they never file the paperwork. And then 2 years later, when they want to buy again, they're confused why their entitlement isn't available. Always request restoration. Your lender can help you with this. How do you check your entitlement and see what you have available right now? You've got 3 ways to do this. Method 1, log into the eBenefits portal at www.ebenefits.va.gov. You can request your certificate of eligibility online, and it'll show your available entitlement. Method 2, go directly to www.va.gov and navigate to the Home Loan section. There's a tool there to check eligibility and request your COE. Method 3, and honestly, the easiest, just call a VA specialized lender like me. We can retrieve your certificate of eligibility in about 60 seconds and let you know exactly what you have available. This is what I do every single day. It's free, it's fast, and you'll get a clear answer. Quick note on refinancing. If you're doing a VA IRRRL, that's a streamlined refinance. You're not using any new entitlement. You're just refinancing your existing VA loan. So your entitlement stays the same. However, if you're doing a VA cash out refinance on a non-VA loan, like refinancing a conventional loan into a VA loan, then yes, you're using your entitlement for the first time. Understanding these distinctions matters. All right, here's the bottom line. Your VA mortgage entitlement is one of the most powerful financial benefits you've earned through your service. But if you don't understand it, you can't use it strategically. So here's what I want you to do. First, check your entitlement. Go to eBenefits, go to va.gov, or just call me. I'll pull it for you in 60 seconds. You need to know what you have available. Second, understand your options. Whether you're buying your first home, your second home, refinancing, or just exploring, let's have a conversation with no pressure about what makes sense for your situation. Third, reach out. I'm a veteran-owned mortgage loan officer, and my entire business is built on educating veterans like you. Click the link in the description to schedule a free consultation. We'll review your entitlement and goals and create a plan. If you found this helpful, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment below with your biggest question about VA entitlement. I personally answer every single comment. And if you know another veteran who doesn't understand their entitlement, share this video with them. Let's make sure every veteran knows how to use what they earn. Serving those who served. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.